right. So I was talking to Mr. Fry about a cat stance. So I thought that maybe we would go over our cat stances and maybe some middle shoe toes and low shoe toes. And then I promised you the first 6 moves of Pin on 3, because we were also last week talking about inward and outward middle blocks. So I wanted to show you what that looks like in the kata. So I will turn it over to you for some cat stances, and we'll do it together.
Let's see. I need to
Oh,
pop that down a little bit.
there we go. So you see our feet.
Okay, so I think you need to move back just a little bit. So, good cat stance. There's a test, and we'll show it to you. I'm sure a lot of you probably already know it. But a good cat stance is basically, I'm going to form a T with my, or an L with my feet. Does everybody see that? This is my L. It's like this. Okay? Then I'm going to step back about a foot length between the two. I put all my weight on this back leg. Okay? Here's where the test comes in. I'm going to put all my weight there. I should be able to lift this without wobbling like I'm, because weebles don't wobble. That's a proven fact.
They don't fall down.
No, they don't.
They do wobble.
Oh,
They
that's
wobble.
right. They can
Weebles
wobble,
wobble,
but they don't fall down. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay. So don't be like a weeble. Don't wobble. That's kind of funny to say. Okay, so you're going to touch with the ball of your foot. You're going to lift your heel up. And really, it's just a little teeny tiny bit. But when we first start teaching this, we exaggerate. So like the heels, like on high heels.
Yeah.
Okay?
But we don't
So-
really want to be on high heels. We
No.
just want to be like there's a little tiny ball underneath our foot.
So as you progress, I want you guys to make sure that you have your heel off the floor, and you can lift it up. That's your test, okay? Get your hands up and lift.
Everybody's doing it with them, right?
No, let me see. Let me see there in TV land. I've got about 3 people that are doing it right now. That I can see at least. Okay? So I want everybody get your hands up. You're going to go into that T or L.
Dia, can you just put it on a normal screen? Continue.
The sunrise on the earth. And then you're going to step back about a foot from there. You're going to put all your weight on that back leg. And everybody test. So you should be able to lift up your foot without wobbling around. Okay?
All right. Now if we do it on one side, we should be able to do it on the other side. So we're going to put the foot that's in front to the back, and we're going to put the foot that's in the back to the front, and we're going to make that T again, or the L, as Mr. Fry was saying.
And there is a transition, because when we do karate basics, we do a walking cat stance.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
we would do that next.
Okay.
So we'll show you that transition,
You can
but
tell
we
we don't
just
have a plan.
so we're going to try it on the other side, and then we're going to walk. So again, we make that T, we step about a foot length back, and we put all of our weight, or the most of it. We still have a little bit of weight in the front. Our guards are going to be up again, and we're going to test the waters to see if we can balance. Okay? And if you can't quite balance, just transfer a little bit more weight to the back, and that will help you make sure you perfect your cat stance.
Okay, something to think about. If we're testing by lifting our leg, guess what you can do from a cat stance relatively easy?
I bet you meant a front kick, right? Or
Remember our
a
warm-ups?
side kick.
Yeah.
Any kick.
What is this
Any
kick? What is this kick? What is this the setup for?
Every kick.
Front kick, yeah. It's also the setup for a side kick. It's also the setup for a roundhouse. Okay? So, just because I raise my knee doesn't mean I'm going to do a front kick. There's other kicks too. Okay?
All right. Okay, so we did the cat stance from each side. So now Mr. Fry was going to show us how we walk from one side to the other side. So let's get back into our cat stance again.
So we're gonna have left foot forward cat stance. We get our guard up.
And let's just keep our guard up, and we're not gonna do anything with our hands. at
Right.
this point.
For right now, we're not gonna do anything with our hands. Okay? So when you transition for a cat stance, you have all your weight on your back leg. That weight has to transition to the front leg. But what you do is you pivot that front leg, you bring the other leg forward, and then you raise your heel. I'm exaggerating right now, like I said we do in class, but you only need to have it about that far off the floor. Now all my weight is on this leg, which was the front leg. So again, setting it down, I pivot a little bit, then I put all my weight on that back leg. It's kind of like dance for me. And if it works forward, guess what? It works backwards too. The way that this works is the weight is all on this back leg. As I transition, I'm going to pivot this foot that was in the back, now it's in the front, and I'm going to put all my weight on this leg. So you'll see my hips are doing this because it's fun.
And power comes from the hips.
That's right.
All right. So with that, let's put it all together in somewhat of a stance or a kata move. Let's go with shoot toes. So we'll do walking.
Should we show the shoot toes first?
Yes, that would
Okay.
be a great idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
So yes, so we're gonna do a middle shoot toe. So one hand is gonna come and cover my center line. And one, I'm just gonna show the shoot toe right now. And the other hand is gonna come to my ear. And the one that comes to my ear is going to strike.
I don't think we have everybody's attention.
Oh, uh-oh.
I'm a little concerned.
Let me see, let me walk up to the camera here and make sure. Oh, I do see people there, but I see somebody punching. Okay, very good. All right. So again, I have one hand covered. One hand's gonna set up. The hand that's covering my center line is gonna come up to my chest, and the other hand is gonna strike. Hi! Okay. So now the hand that's just struck goes down.
And we always say this is kind of like the old saying is that you're holding a glass of water. So if you have it like this, then you spill water all over yourself. Okay? So you want to have it nice and flat, straight up against your chest, maybe a little bit lower, but it always has to be flat towards the roof, the ceiling, the sky. Okay?
Okay. So that hand that's out will drop. The other hand will come to your opposite ear, and now it's going to strike. Hey! Okay. So you're striking with the outside of your hand. Okay. Drop it down, set up, strike. 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 Okay.
So if you notice something, the hand that was down here, that's the hand that's going to raise up. So it just raises up towards the ceiling. The hand that was out here kind of goes down. It's kind of horizontal really, but it comes out. So we have this one coming up, this one coming out, two-way action.
And
Okay?
I've always heard senseis before me say that they describe that strike as somewhat of flicking a towel. It's light, and then it ends strong. So it's
So this is a strike. Think in your mind, I don't think we can hear you, but think in your mind, what else could it be? So what else has this movement?
Harry?
Well, I heard somebody.
I did.
What if I had Mrs. Fry like this, and I come in like this? It's not the exact movement, but it could be a choke, right? This could be that one choke where you bring your forearm against the carotid artery. Yeah? Okay? So when you do stuff like this, especially when you're doing kata, think about what you're actually doing. You know, this isn't patting the sky or making
dance
clouds or
move.
dance moves, okay? This is actually something, it's either an offense or defense, okay? So when you get to the level of brown and black, and you have to bunkai hold katas, you have an idea already. Plus, it makes it more interesting instead of just doing the moves, okay, this, this. If you're actually thinking about what they mean.
And it's not always the obvious. So obviously the strike can be a strike to the brachial plexus right here. But as Mr. Fry demonstrated, it could be a choke.
Mhm.
So there's lots of different things that it could
Judo
be.
throws, all kinds
Judo
of things.
throws.
Mhm.
I mean, Mr. Boggs could probably write a whole book on what that movement could be. So okay, so now let's try to do both